Welcome to Intro to Signals. In this video, you're going to learn what signals are and how to action on them. In Unify, there's three main categories of signals, and I'm going to walk you through outbound plays that you can run with each one, as well as show you where to set this up in the Unify platform. As you may know, great outbound starts with signals. Signals are data points that show that someone is in market for your product. In Unify, I think of signals in three main categories. First are native signals. These are signals that are integrated natively into Unify, and a lot of it comprises website visitors. These are people that are visiting your website, reading your blog post, or downloading your ebooks and content. Second is third-party signals. These are lists that you acquire from third-party websites that you then upload into Unify via CSV. Example of this is conference attendees. I like to think of these two signals as structured. They're structured in the sense that the activity is easier to define and it's a little bit more binary in nature. For example, whether someone downloaded your ebook or not. On the other hand, there's an emerging category of signals we're seeing which we're going to call unstructured. This is mostly AI-based infinity signals. Because Unify has powerful AI agents that you can program to scan for certain signals, this is another way of thinking about the kinds of signals you can action on. For example, you could define an AI agent that determines whether companies in your territory have negative customer support sentiment. How negative is defined can be fairly unstructured, open-ended, and flexible. So this is an example of an infinity signal. Let's walk through specific examples of native signals in the Unify platform. First is website intent. Pricing page visitors, visitors from ad campaigns that you can retarget via UTM parameters, and people who downloaded your content. Second is job changes. When a champion who you previously sold to changes jobs, or anyone that started a new job in recent months because that might be a good time for them to bring in new solutions. Third are LinkedIn signals. These are recently native to the Unify platform now, so you'll be able to action on people that view your LinkedIn profile, people that follow your company's LinkedIn page, and people that like and comment on LinkedIn posts. Last but not least is email. These are people that clicked or opened or replied to your emails. All of these signals are natively supported on Unify, and you can action on them within the audience builder and the play builder. Next are third-party signals. We call this third-party because you're going to have to acquire these elsewhere and then upload them into Unify via CSV. One really good play is conferences. If you're going to conferences, there's lists of attendees, speakers, and companies that are going to be there that you can upload into Unify via CSV and run plays on to book meetings in advance or follow up for next steps after the conference. Next is Sales Navigator. LinkedIn Sales Navigator allows you to filter for ICPs in certain cities or people that went to your same college or friends of friends. You can then export these in a CSV and upload them into Unify and run plays. Third is scraping almost anything. Hacker News, website job posts, Google Maps, you name it. There's a lot of good scraping tools out there, and that becomes a CSV that you can action on. Last but not least are lists. Crunchbase recently funded companies lists, companies that won an award. Any list you can export into a CSV and upload into Unify and take action on. So these are just some ideas of third-party signals that you can action on, but because these all interface with Unify via a CSV upload, the possibilities are endless for what you could create here. Now let's talk about infinity signals. These are some of my personal favorite outbound plays. I think it would be most helpful to just walk you through some of the AI agent functionality that we have and play ideas that you could run based off that functionality. First is web search. Our AI agents can search the web, look things up, and answer questions. They can also inspect HTML. They can see if a company has implemented a certain tag manager or uses a certain authentication technology. Next is sentiment. A good use case is having the agent do a bunch of research and then get a sense of the sentiment and decide whether to action on it. For example, does the company have negative employee sentiment on Glassdoor? This is just one example of a sentiment play that you can run. Third is computer use agent. Our agents have the ability to use the browser just like we do. They can essentially see what is in the browser. We've integrated with OpenAI's computer use agent. So one example use case is the agent can search Google Maps and answer the question, does the company have a publicly available parking lot, for example? And last but not least, news events. Listening for news events can be a really good case of dynamic, on the fly, always on Infinity signals. With that, let's pop open the hood and let me just show you briefly where on the Unify platform to set this up. Now I'm going to walk you through how to briefly set up each one of these signal types in Unify. The first category of signals is native signals. To do this, we're going to navigate to Audience, click New Audience, create New, and define our audience here using the filters provided for either companies or people. Save that audience, and then you'll use it in your play to run the rest of the automation. Second category of signals is third party. Now, you will have needed to get the CSV of these audiences before uploading them into the Unify platform. Let's say you're attending a conference and that you have the CSV of companies that are attending. To action on that, you're going to go to the Companies tab of Unify, click Upload CSV in the upper right-hand corner, find your CSV, and then follow through with the module here. For the company's CSV, all you need is the company name and the domain name, and Unify will be able to automatically enrich these companies for you so that you can automatically prospect for your ideal persona while running a play. Similarly, if you had a CSV of people that are attending the conference, you will navigate to the People tab, click Upload CSV here, and follow the same steps. Now, Unify also automatically enriches people. So if you don't have the emails of the people you want to reach out to, don't worry. All you need is either first name, last name, and the domain name of the company where they work at, or just their LinkedIn profile URL. If you have either of these things, Unify will be able to enrich and identify these people for you. Okay, so that covers CSV upload for third-party signals. Last but not least is AI agents for Infinity signals. Navigate to the Agents tab here and create your AI agent or Infinity signal by clicking New Agent in the upper right-hand corner. You'll need to give the agent a name, specify the record type that you want it to run on, whether it's a company or a person, and then give it guidance and ask it questions. Questions can return various response types, including true or false, number, multi-select, and text. Let me show you an example where I'm asking the agent to evaluate whether a company has customer support pain, and it's answering 3 questions. First, it's qualifying based on company type, checking to see if there's a publicly available customer support phone number, and then seeing if there's negative customer service sentiment about the company online. If you were to create your agent for an Infinity signal, you would do it in this interface, and then you'll pull that agent into your play. That concludes the walkthrough of where to set up each one of these types of signals in Unify. I know this was a lot, but this barely scratches the surface of all the kinds of signals that we can action on and all the kinds of outbound plays we can run, which makes Unify so important because it allows us to automate these kinds of things so that we can run them at scale and sit back, relax, and watch meetings get booked on our calendar. Thank you so much for powering through this video, and see you in the next one.